So you want to learn your front flip, your front tuck. Perhaps you already got your front tuck, you just want to get better at it. Or maybe you want to learn for the very first time. Well, either way, following the tips and drills in this video is the way to get it. Now, before we get into the front tuck drills, it's very important to have a strong forward roll. I know it may seem very simple, but if you do not have a strong forward roll, you will struggle with your front tuck. So at the end of this video, I'll attach a video dealing with front roll problems, because if you have a problem in your front tuck, I can probably trace it back to your front roll. So make sure you watch that video, and that will make your front tuck even stronger. Now, if you already have a strong front roll, let's start working on our front tuck. So the first thing you want to worry about is your hurdle. The hurdle is when you're going from 1 foot to 2 feet to go into your front tuck. Now, your hurdle does not want to go up. It does not want to be short. Your hurdle wants to be as long as possible. So a good drill to do to work on this, you just want to do a 1-step long jump. And when you land your long jump, you want to make sure your toes are landing in front of you, not behind you. Because if they're behind you, you're going to fall forward as you try to go into a front tuck, and you don't want to do that. You want to go up. So do your long jump with the toes landing in front of you. The next thing you want to work on your punch. Now, what does it mean to punch? Well, a jump is when you bend the knees and hop off the floor. But a punch is simply a bounce on the toes. You're using just the toes. You don't want to lock out your knees, but you want the knees straight, using just the toes to propel you in the air. So you want to practice on punching, because after that hurdle, you want to punch into your front tuck, because if you bend your knees going into your front tuck, you actually throw your front tuck into the ground versus throwing it up in the air. Once you've mastered the punch, you want to add the arms with it. Now, what you want to do with your arms, you want to start with your arms bent, with the hands going behind the head, and you want to throw them up to the ceiling, and you want it to be simultaneous or at the same time with your punch. A good drill to do this is just getting a ball and throwing that ball over your head using your arms. And now it's time to put your hurdle, your punch, and your arms all together. So remember, you want to make the hurdle long, landing with the toes in front of you. You do not want to bend the knees, but you want to punch through the toes. And at the same time you punch, you want those arms to throw up to the ceiling, keeping your chest up. You want to practice this, because this is the foundation of your front tuck. And if the foundation's not there, your front tuck isn't going to be very strong. Now, once you have mastered the punch, you want to start working on your rotation. Now, when you rotate in the front tuck, you want to rotate by lifting the hips to the ceiling, or the bottom to the ceiling. You do not want to try to rotate by dropping your chest, because if you rotate by dropping your chest, for one, you are not going to get a lot of power. And secondly, your rotation is going to be very, very slow, and you'll probably come down on your head. So you want to work on lifting those hips over your head. And a good drill to do this is you want to put your hands on a surface. You want to start a little lower, but you want to slowly raise that surface as you get better, and work on jumping and getting your hips, driving them over your head. After we've mastered how to rotate, then you want to move on to your dive roll. Okay, this is where you start putting it all together. So you can take a few steps, or you can just bounce if you're on a trampoline. But anyway, remember, you want your hurdle to be long. You want to punch. You want to use the arms to get up in the air. You want to rotate by lifting the hips to the ceiling. But you want to drop to a forward roll, catching yourself with your hands, lowering yourself, and do a forward roll. And you want to work on this, because this is very essential to your front tuck. Once you have mastered the dive roll, you can just start putting your whole front tuck together. Now remember, If you're on a trampoline just bouncing, you don't have to worry about the long hurdle. But if you are running into it, you want to make sure that hurdle is long, land with the toes slightly in front of you, chest up, using the arms when you punch, lifting those hips to the ceiling over your head so you can get that rotation. And then you want to come out just like you would stand out of a front row. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share this video with anyone you think that can be helped by it. And I'll see you guys next time.